Hello everyone, my name is Cliff, and today I want to talk to you about this new device that I got called the iOttie Easy One-Touch Car Mount. Now, this car mount is designed for the iPhone 5, the 5S, the 4, the 4S, and the Galaxy S4. It also fits smartphones with widths up from 2 to 3 inches. If it's smaller than 2 inches, it's going to be too small. So if your device is between 2 and 3 inches, it'll fit in here pretty good. Now, I should note that I did try to put my actual GPS into this thing, and by my actual GPS, I mean my TomTom GPS, and it was too big. So that's just, it wasn't too big by too much, but it was still too big. So that's something that you need to take into consideration. This thing is flexible, but it's only flexible up to a certain amount. Now, the main reason why I wanted to make this video was because I looked all over YouTube for drive test videos before I got this thing, because I was curious to see if the shake would be bad or not. I knew that the suction on this thing was good. This thing has ultra sticky suction pad. That's what the box says. Reusable, innovative, ultra sticky suction pad will stick to any glass surface as well as any non-curved dashboard. I tried this thing on my dashboard as well as my windshield, and it sticks. It's got a Superman-like grip. I'll put it that way. What you're seeing in this video is video that I filmed primarily on my iPhone 5S, the 1080p camera on my iPhone 5S, and then I also tried some tests with my Canon camera, my Canon ELPH camera. So one of them, the Canon camera has better shake compensation built in naturally to it, so that's why you're probably going to see less shake, whereas the iPhone doesn't have that great shake compensation on it. So that's why, you know, I wanted to try it on both just to see how the different tests would come out. So this is how the audio sounds with the way I have it right now. The way I have it right now, the clamps are actually covering up the speakers, so that's probably why the audio is not too good right now. I've got to figure out a workaround. Maybe if I spin it around the other way, it kind of works, sort of, kind of, but then I run into other issues, so I'm still tinkering around with it and seeing what's going to work out and what's not. Maybe there's a reason why I haven't seen many drive test videos on YouTube. I don't know. Maybe they're out there, but I cannot find them very easily. So I want to make my own for anybody else who's thinking about buying this thing, so you can see how well this does. I will say now that all footage that you're watching in this video has not been altered. There's been no shake compensation effects added to it. There's been no image stabilization added to this. This is all raw footage. And in the event that I do decide to stabilize anything in editing, I will have it clearly marked in the video so you can see the difference side by side. Obviously, the camera that has built-in image stabilization is going to perform better. That's just kind of a given. But I wanted to see how much better it would perform than my iPhone 5S does. In this video, I only used the 1080p camera on the iPhone 5S. I did not bother with the 720p camera because I tried it before and it had noticeable shake on it. But if anything, the 1080p camera is going to have better image stabilization built into it. So that's why I just went with that one, even though I don't think they're that much different. So, like I said, that's why I tried to use that one, and then compare it with the Canon to see what the actual difference would be. And you can make that judgment for yourself. To get these shots, I attached the car mount to both the windshield and to the dashboard, just to see if there would be any difference, because when I first attached it, I did it to the car, I did it to the dashboard of the car, and then later on I did it to the windshield, and from my results, I think the windshield gets slightly better results. I could be wrong, maybe that's just me, but that seems to be my general results. Now let's take a look at some of the features of the car mount itself. So right here we can see the sticky stuff, which is it's incredibly strong. It's basically like Superman gripping your dashboard or your window or wherever. And then you have this little notch right here which controls the bend and flexibility of this point right here. Let me see if I can actually do this one-handed. If I unscrew this a little bit, then it creates a bend point right there. I'm gonna tighten it back up, because if I don't, then it's gonna be getting on my nerves. Then you have a second bend point right here. So if I twist this way, then you can maneuver this piece right here in various ways. And then basically what you do is you get your phone or whatever it is, you press it against this dot, and whoops, that is a horrible example. Let me try it again. That's exactly what happens right there. Now, this is not big enough to fit my actual GPS. It's big enough to fit my phone. It's big enough to fit the camera that I'm filming this on right now, although these pieces right here do tend to cover up my mics. So sometimes I have tried to spin it around and do it this way. This typically frees up the mics, but then this right here is pressing down on the picture button, so I have to make sure that I record before I put it on here. I'm still experimenting with that. I haven't done too many tests with that, but that's basically how this thing operates overall. So, and just to show you how difficult this thing is to pull up, some of you may have already seen other videos, but it has a latch back in the back, which I'm probably going to have to spin around. It has a latch back here. You pull this up, whew, man, and as you can see already how much of a difference that makes. And then, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do this one-handed or not, but I'm going to try. Then you have to, this is not easy to do one-handed. There it goes. So that's how much of a grip this thing has. Super suction cup. Man, that's blurry. I don't know if it'll focus or not, but yeah, super suction cup. There it goes. Super suction cup. Made in Korea. And I think that this thing is so strong that they've actually put a patent on this thing, on this one specifically. So it's very strong. That's essentially how the thing works. So if you're thinking about getting one, this video should give you a pretty good overall idea if it's right for you. Also, one last thing that I would like to mention is that this piece right here actually slides off. This is essentially how this works. This piece right here, you have to grab this. You have to grip this middle part right here, and then you have to push down on this, and then it clicks, and then you just pull off. And as you can see, this piece right here has these notches in it that match up to these notches right here. So it's just a matter of hooking them in there, sliding them up, and then, you know, sliding them back down when you want to disconnect. Thanks for watching. I don't typically do reviews, but I figured I would try it and give it a shot anyway. So if you'd like to see more of this kind of video, feel free to let me know, and I will see you next time.